Well, welcome back to Healing with Experience. If you're new here, this podcast is all about real stories, real struggles, and real healing. I believe healing doesn't just come from the good moments. It comes from sharing the hard times too and learning from our experiences. Today, we're talking about something that has been crucial on my journey: protecting your peace while you heal. So, as some of us know, we will never stop truly healing. We will always be in some way, which is why it's so important to start that healing process. What does starting look like? Starting looks like acknowledging it, right? Because when you acknowledge that healing and help is needed, that's the first step to your healing journey, acknowledging it. And the next step is applying it. When you finally start setting boundaries, most people can't take it. So prepare yourself to stay strong because you already know that people are going to try to make you out to be the bad person and then play victim every time. They simply can't accept this version of you, and so they act out. This is when the applying part comes in. Applying looks like giving them space, giving them time. Time heals all. Reacting. Not everyone needs a reaction. Responding. Not everything needs a response. Normally, I would say cut them off, but I'm trying to go about cutting people off a different way. So, not so much of cutting them off, but just not dealing with certain people and how they move. Me about 2 years ago, oh baby, I was cutting any and everybody off. I didn't care who you was. You was getting cut off. These days, my perspective has changed for the better. Also, put boundaries in place for self doubt, negative self talk, shame, or guilt. Talk back to those thoughts with something positive. Reading a daily devotional, reading Bible scriptures, saying daily affirmations. Also, have boundaries for triggers. People that trigger you, things that trigger you. I'm still having a hard time with that one. But the goal is to keep going and get better day by day. What I learned about working on myself is that you will get tested and attacked on your healing journey. There's no way around it. And it can be by the closest people to you. Your friend you thought was your friend, a family member, a co-worker, a associate that you talk to, tell all your business to, them be the ones. I can be honest and say, even in my healing phase, I'm still tested. And it's some tests I do fail. And then find myself somewhere in there repenting to Jesus, repenting to God. I can accept the fact that I'm human and we all make mistakes. I'm not about to beat myself up. It is what it is. You ask the Lord for forgiveness and you keep going about your day, about your life, about your goals, and your career. What happened is already done. You have to move on. Although I know that moving on can be very hard. Trust and believe. I know. But when you're healing, it's another language. And it's a language that a lot of people never experience, right? Because they're so okay with being that person that was always hurt, abandoned, neglected, everything, correct? Um, so with a world full of people that don't want change, that people that don't want to heal their selves, it can be very hard. So trust me, you have to find something to zone those type of people out because they're gonna always come for you. No matter in every shape and form, they're gonna come for you. It doesn't matter. So healing isn't the best. It's not the best experience sometimes, although it's for the better, but it's not the best experience. It's lonely, it's sad, it's it can be frustrating, but the hard work and sacrifice will definitely pay off. You owe this to yourself because if you have been just struggling your whole life, just mentally or feeling poorly about yourself, you owe yourself healing. And so, with that being said, if I can heal, you can heal. And I'm here for your healing journey. I'm with you on your healing journey. I'm here if you need to ask questions, if you need to know anything about this process. Again, I've been working on my personal growth or self growth for about 7 years now. So I definitely have experience. And one thing about healing is that you will always be healing. So just keep that in mind. If this topic speaks to you, you are definitely in the right place. Healing with Experience is here to remind you that you are not alone. Healing is messy, personal, and powerful. Every week, we'll have real conversations like this one to help you stay encouraged on your path to success, to health, to prosperity, abundance. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. Protecting your peace is an act of self love. And I hope today's conversation gave you something to think about. If you're finding these episodes helpful, I'd love for you to follow the podcast. Share it with someone who might need it so we can reach more people who are healing too. Until next time, remember your peace matters and so does your journey. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next week. Remember that God loves you and so do I.